Hi, soulful beauty. I have had a really cool breakthrough the past couple days today on my own healing from narcissistic upbringing, environments, relationships. So I'm celebrating. Wanted to come on and celebrate with you. I'm also celebrating you. Wherever you are in your healing, it is a journey, it is a process, and you must be exactly where you are to open up to the next step. And so today's transmission feels to be about releasing grief, particularly around missed opportunities. Missed opportunities that seemingly passed you by as you felt or were stuck in the narcissistic suffering, connected to, attached to the prison of the narcissistic experience. Basically in allegiance to a person or a group of people, to a way of being that subsists on suffering and separation. And so when we connect to ourselves, as we get to do, as we heal through the layers of defensive mechanisms and coping skills / habits, we connect in ways that can call out and up, call forward grief. And our job on this journey is to allow it as that movement opens gateways to new levels of experiencing, new levels of connection, new levels of authentic expression. Sweet, earthy desert sage. Just kind of cleansing the mirror, the portal between us. Breaking through density. That keeps parts separated, blocked from speaking to one another, existing in harmony, in cohesion, in complement. Really feeling the hallelujah anyways of allowing the grief to flow. I'm going to start combing forward particularly from chest all the way into your lungs. Got this golden combs in my hands that are really gentle but really effective, that are willing to nestle deep. They're flexible teeth, massaging the places that maybe haven't been touched in a long time. Maybe emotional experiences that never got to complete. Not having safe, secure witness or place to complete your expression of an emotional experience. Calling, combing, cueing that forward now in full acceptance, approval, appreciation. It all turns into this pink dust that quickly evaporates back into the cosmic atmosphere to be recycled as fresh energy for something new, something that will feed you. Feeling my inner child or your inner child or someone asking for more bubbles. Celebrating that release, that relief. And letting the next wave come if it does. Give a good tug now to some chords that are showing themselves. It's okay. I sent all that energy to this big, big cedar tree that's just right there. Felt like it was like, I can handle that. Give it to me, I'll recycle it for you. And then we're just pumping any oozing, any like pus, inflammation, irritation that's there in that place where the cord was linked, loaded. You really are allowed to let go. You really are so supported and loved by so many angelic and invisible entities that are loving on you right now, and so much gratitude and feeling the grace of your grief, of the grief that's now finally being allowed to fully express through you and return in a completed cycle back to fresh, pure energy. And often grief gets stored because we feel really alone, unsafe, and insecure in a way where that's how we were trained to be. The whole system realigning. And this release, and this space that's created, integrating, however odd or strange that space may feel in a place where there's been a clump. Letting the spaciousness do what it does, which is expand, take up space. Hey guys. Seems like we bumped up against something there. And that's what happens as we tricky. As we allow spacious expansion, we do meet other clumps of stored energy, other blocks, either stubborn or totally ready to be released. And so I am following this other chord that I feel, and if you are willing to allow this support in a big 1, 2, 3 tug. That one contained a lot of fear of lack of support, fear of being rejected, and the tree energies help to point that out. It was like, nah, I'm busy, can't help you with that one. And I paused and was like, I'm just kidding. I'm always here for you. I always have room. I can literally always help. And it was, I questioned it for a moment, whether that was like kind of mean and teasing. And then I realized it was helping me to notice the main energy in that chord, and to be able to acknowledge it with you, and also that humor, laughing, giggling is like the bubbles. It has this shiny, iridescent, awe-evoking quality that captivates and also bursts, dissolves, and in that breaks up density. That's what we're doing here. Thank you for doing this work with me. I had a good cry this afternoon. It came like after the breakthrough. Breakthrough was noticing something that's been stuck for a long time that was really eluding me. It was only after I was brought to that to see and that felt sort of neutral and actually more exciting. And then I had this urge to write a bit of a letter, and I resisted. Experiencing some fear of rejection, of dismissal. And honestly, I haven't sent the email, but I wrote it, really connecting to the multiple people, my old neighbors and some of the ladies that they work with now. And what it helped me notice was this grief that I feel of having had them right there, but not really being available to take them up on the friendship, the companion, camaraderie, maybe even business, maybe even financial flow, maybe even like creative production, all of which I dearly desired and desire. I was locked up. I was tied up in some ways that I could feel but couldn't really see, couldn't quite name or notice enough to let it shift completely. And I'm pretty sure that's what happened today. And then it was after that shifting through doing an online free masterclass with them in their business that I got to notice this grief. And I felt like I could finally say to them, that it's painful for me that I missed the opportunity of being closer to them while they lived there. And it felt like it summed up so much. so much grief inside me of having given up opportunities to honor narcissistic relationships and environments. Just being really attached, being lost to, entangled in a really intense codependence that I didn't particularly get to choose as this conscious self, but that I do accept very much that my soul signed on for, so that I would be on this journey of finding my way out and getting to share this healing and reclamation with you. If you will, it's funny because it feels like a simple invitation. Hey, hey. It's valid that there are barky, snarly, howling dogs inside of us that want to resist the intimacy of this moment. The invitation I heard was, put your hands up, if you will, and meet mine and feel the tension between us. Feel the connection and the tension. This boundary, both evident and elusive, between our bodies, and then also the energy transference. Heartbeat in the soft skin of the palms. Even a subtle throbbing in the fingertips. Heat, an electric current. Forming a circuit, a loop. Took my hands away from the screen there without acknowledging. I felt the need to uncross my legs, and for some reason that required my hands on the table to maneuver the chair. But there it feels like the idea, the issue, the sensations of trust came into question. And I invite us now to move away from each other in full acknowledgement. Thank you for this exchange, and I accept the domain of my body and my energy field, and I release you to you and yours. Your body, your energy field. drink it. No energy is coming up. Because I can feel that lots of us are still playing in a reliance on codependencies for understanding ourselves and sending acceptance to any and all parts of any and all of us that are in those interplays of still participating or still extricating ourselves from those dynamics to be able to stand in one's own center. Which is what's required to be available to fully embrace the opportunities that come towards you and to magnetize the opportunities aligned with your authentic self. And it's only in this next level extrication that I am experiencing today or these days that I'm able to bring myself to acknowledge, to write to friends, folks who I still feel an opportunity with. I feel an authentic green flag opportunity. To say, hey, I've been stuck and I want to play. And I feel grief for opportunities that I've missed, or if I have missed this opportunity. However, I feel opportunity in acknowledging that. I had to save myself. And your presence has played a great role of inspiring and educating and encouraging me to be able to notice the resistance that arises to standing fully in my own center, releasing what's tied me up, letting my physical system reorganize to integrate the spaciousness that can receive opportunities in full presence and active play. The dogs started barking last time when the invitation that I heard was to move, step back from each other, full acknowledgement and gratitude, and then to put our own hands together to be a complete circuit unto ourselves. And so it's natural that some resistance arose there, and especially if any of us or any of our parts are still carrying the energy of people who are still committed to narcissistic expressions, because it's dangerous for their sense of identity, their sense of self, or lack thereof, for us to empower ourselves this way. So be really compassionate, really both gentle and firm with the resistance that arises in you in your sensational experience. Feel your to be transparent, I'm feeling frustration with the interruptions. I'm feeling frustration with the resistance presenting in this way. And so, in order to be honest and to really be in this work, I have to be honest about that and let it come up, because that's fucking relatable. It's fucking real, valid, and maybe very necessary to notice. Just collecting it all into this basket here. And I'm gonna set it on fire. Give me any and all yours. This basket is, I was gonna say bottomless, but its bottom will stretch to hold any and all of it, so send it here. Any frustration, resistance. Yes. That reaction was to a car door closing and the dogs, and makes me realize that a lot of the resistance in this basket, or the frustration, the anger, the rage, bitterness, resentment, is to doors closing. Missed opportunities, things that felt like missed opportunities or failures, that maybe were or weren't. Maybe it was divine intervention, that you weren't meant to be there, that wasn't a part of your path at that exact moment. And maybe the closing door also represents the doors that will close around us, maybe get slammed in our face, that we could perceive as rejection or dismissal, but that is also a release. That there may be very well a lack of alignment there as we embrace this empowerment and authenticity, this healing. So let it come up. The fiery commentary on doors closing. I'm going to stir this basket. Just make sure that it's all really churning. The chemical reaction is fully happening. Okay. And I'm gonna, in full confidence that I am divinely protected and that all the energy will be released from my lap, from my home, from this property, and be recycled by the cosmos into freshness. back into pure source energy, back into flowing, available life force. I'm going to light it up. It actually vacuumed out of here with a great amount of ease. Did not see these twists and turns coming, but I guess that's part of the fun. Let's celebrate. I'm just going to seal this session up with some rose quartz and some pyrite. Feeling spaciousness and strength present here and now. Hey! Commander. Captain. Feeling your authority and empowerment here and now. This stability, this sacred centeredness, this safety and security, which doesn't mean resistance won't arise, but that you are in an active, authoritative relationship with yourself as a vessel for moving energy. And that your soul has a voice in the ego tripping. And that voice is very, very valued in the bigger picture. Let me know how that was for you. And I'm going to be brave and plug that we've got a little community started on Patreon where I'm going to do 2 sessions a month. And if people show up, there'll be live sessions where you can participate, where you can input. So that'll be linked below, and it would be really cool to have you. Although it's also really cool to be with you in this way. And I so appreciate your participation, your presence, you as a person, you as a soul. Thank you.